Yo, what is up guys, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over every single mythic item that you guys are missing in your journal. Anyways, let's get right into it. Alright guys, before I start the video, let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to keep making videos like this. I honestly have been enjoying them, helping you guys out, and maybe I can do one on the legendaries. Now, there is a lot of legendaries, but today we're just going to focus on mythics. Alright guys, so now we have Fernhill Forest here. I'm just going to go off the list by kind of how it is here. So for the OMB, guys, you want to be searching near the lighthouse. I've had a lot of comments on this item, and basically for every single item as well, like I say in all of my videos, use the Stormy enchant and make sure you have a really solid luck loadout, something like this maybe, just with maybe all sorts of spells, something like that, to make sure you maximize the amount of luck you get, and just spawn meteors, use arcane totems. You will have a way higher chance of getting all of these items. So yeah, but basically for the OMB, you want to be searching near the lighthouse here, and I would just recommend searching in this area. I did pull it multiple times just within this area. It was pretty easy to get. It doesn't take that long to find. Again, it's a mythic, so every now and then it can take a while. But I would just recommend searching anywhere within near the lighthouse. You should be able to find it pretty easily. But yeah. Alright guys, now we have the grandfather. Now this is a very difficult mythic to find, and a lot of people do struggle with it. But for the grandfather, I would recommend searching in the rocks in Fernhill Forest. Now, I know they can be found in different spots, but for me and for some other people, we have found it within the rocks. So just anywhere on some sort of rock surface, I'd recommend digging. And you should have a way higher chance of getting it, like maybe somewhere in this area, just somewhere on these sort of rocks. Just be searching for the grandfather. And guys, also for every single item as well, make sure you are using magnets, because magnets are very useful. As you can see here, the magic magnet, it gives you a 1.5 mythical chance, which will help you out a ton. That is also for divines and legendaries, like I went over in my divine video. But you want to make sure to be using these magnets. They will help you out a ton with completing the journal and just getting these mythics that you guys are really just struggling on. So yeah, but basically, again, for the grandfather, search anywhere in the rocks. I actually found mine right here on top of this rock for myself, but I believe they have buffed the chances of it, so it should be pretty easy to get now. Not as hard, but yeah. Now, the Banishing Hammer, I mean, you could search for it anywhere in Fernhill Forest. Should be pretty easy to find. I mean, nearly a million of these things exist. So just anywhere on the grass, I would recommend. Should find it pretty fast. So yeah. Alright, guys, and then for the gnome, I know that there is actually a gnome abundance, I believe. If I'm not too wrong about that. I believe that there actually is one on the rocks. Yes, there actually is. So for the gnome, if you're having a hard time finding it, search on the rock right here. You should be able to find it pretty easily. Not too difficult, especially because there's an abundance. It's kind of closer to where the Verdant Vale is, which is right up there. So yeah, if you are struggling with the gnome, it is going to be right here. All right, guys, now we're going to make our way over to Verdant Vale, which is pretty much just right here. But we don't have too many items in Verdant Vale. I mean, it looks like only we have the pickle and the weaponized stick. All right, guys, so for the pickle, now this item actually, I found multiple of them yesterday live on stream, and I was just digging within the grass. And also that same goes for the weaponized stick. I mean, if you guys are having a hard time finding these, I would just recommend focusing on luck, like I said, just for Fernhill. That's pretty much for every location as well, though. But you can find it anywhere within the grass, just in Fernhill. You can also find it near the pig abundance. I found multiple pickles over there, but I have gotten some weaponized sticks and some pickles when I was searching for the prismatic yesterday. So you can find them in the grass anywhere here, or just in the grass just in general. You guys should be able to find it pretty easily. So yeah. Alright guys, now we're going to go over Cinder Shores. So I know for the fish actually, which is a pretty important item for a lot of you guys, this item has gotten buffed significantly for your journal. So you guys should be able to find it pretty easily now, just due to all the buffs that Dig has added in their recent update for some of the prismatics that they added. I know that they buffed the lightsaber, stuff like that, and the fish, which is also a very important item that people are missing out on. But basically, for all of these mythics here, which there only seems to be 3, I'd recommend searching near like closer to the water. So just within this area, kind of on the darker sand, like as you could tell, there's some light sand here and then dark sand here. I'd recommend digging on the lighter sand. I mean, for a lot of them, there's not really a specific spot for these, but I know for the fish, you should be searching closer to the water. So again, focus on magnets, focus on that luck. You should be able to find the fish pretty easily. Then I believe these items, they're pretty easy to find as well. Not that hard. You can just find them anywhere. But I mean, again, I found them on the darker part of the sand, so you can search there as well. But yeah. All right, guys, next I'm going to make my way over to Rooftop Woodlands. All right, guys, now for Rooftop Woodlands, it seems like we only have 2 items here, the Woodland Staff and the Brown Bear. Now for both of these, not really a specified spot. I would say for both of them, just the grass. But I know for the brown bear, I've actually found multiple in the graveyard. But I believe that you're able to still find the brown bear anywhere in Rooftop Woodlands. But I found a lot near the brown bear, just within the graveyard. Sorry. So I'd recommend searching there if you are having a hard time with that. But then for the woodland staff, not a specific spot as well. You could just find it anywhere in the grass. I know I found multiple just within this area because this is kind of spot where I dig whenever I'm in Rooftop Woodlands. So I'd recommend just digging here, focusing on magnets as I say, then you should be able to find it pretty easily. Again, not a specified spot, but also focus on preferences for every single item that you are searching for. So winter season, summer season, clear weather. Do that for every single item that I've gone over so far, and just every item that I'm going to be upcoming going over. So yeah. All right, guys. Next, I'm going to take you over to Cinder Cavern because we do have a couple items here. And actually, you guys would be surprised to know that a lot of these items are a lot easier to find than they were way before, because I believe they have buffed like the certain locations for some of the items. So for the rock statue and celestial statue, I know 100% you could find them right just here, just within this area. You do not need to go down the elevator. You could just stay right here. Don't even need to go down the elevator. Maybe next to the elevator you can farm, but you could farm right here, and you will be able to find the celestial crystal and the rock statue as well. Now for the diamond, it is a little bit of a different spot, I believe, but I believe it is still possible to find it here. But I have a certain spot that I'll take you as I go down in the elevator. But yeah, that's going to be it for the celestial crystal and the rock statue. Those ones you can find down in the bottom of the elevator. But I mean, again, don't want to waste $1,000. So I'd recommend just searching anywhere up top of Cinder Cavern because you can still find them there. Alright guys, now for the diamond, I believe that there actually is a certain specified spot that you should be looking for this. And I would actually recommend searching in Azure Hollow. So I'm going to quickly take you over there because as I grinded for a lot of items in Azure Hollow, I actually did search for the diamond. I actually did find multiple there. It didn't take me that long to find them, but yeah. But basically, for Azure Hollow, if you guys don't know how to go there again, like I say in all my videos, just make sure to follow the blue mushrooms. And you should be able to get there pretty easily. So yeah. I also want to say, guys, thank you for all your comments on all of my videos asking for like certain spots or certain items. I've been trying to reply to all of them. And I appreciate all your comments and all of your support as well. It means a lot because I do try to help as many of you guys out as possible, and I'm really hoping that all of my replies back are helping you guys. But yeah, all right, guys. Now for the diamond, again, you just want to be searching anywhere in Azure Hollow. Just in a, there's not really a specific spot. I know that I have found a lot in the grassy area when I first did start playing this game when it first released, actually. So it looks like they added something, a little waterfall here as well, which is quite surprising. I did not know that. But basically, I would just search anywhere in Azure Hollow or just in this area too. And guys, while you're at it, like I said in my last video too, if you are digging in Azure Hollow, I'd recommend just using your one enchant totem. You get that 0.5 luck for 10 minutes if you enchant an item. It is pretty good, and if you're digging here, it will help you out a lot. But again, focus on preferences, luck, and charms, and you should be able to find a lot of your items pretty easily. But yeah, that's going to be Cinder Cavern. Alright guys, next I'm going to make my way up to Mount Cinder. We do have a couple items here. Looks like Woolly Mammoth, Ice Sculpture, and Snowflake, which some of these items are actually pretty difficult. I've been having a lot of comments about the Snowflake, actually. So I'm going to try to show you guys where to find that and just the easiest, like, sort of spot. So yeah. Alright guys, we are now in Mount Cinder here, and we have a couple items. So we have the Ice Sculpture and the Woolly Mammoth. Now for both of these items, they are pretty easy to find. And basically, I would recommend just searching anywhere in Mount Cinder. You should be able to find it here. It looks like somebody found a secret here as well. It's pretty cool. But especially for the woolly mammoth, I found multiple just in the polar bear abundance. I know that one's a little bit more difficult to find, but like I always say, focus on charms, preferences. You should be able to find it pretty easy. Not really a specified spot for it, but yeah. All right, guys, now for the snowflake. This item actually is pretty difficult for a lot of people to find, but you do want to be searching in Glacial Hollow, as it says in the little hint that it gives. This was one of my last items as well to find. You just want to search anywhere in Glacial Hollow, you will find it. Not really a specified spot. So yeah. Alright guys, now for the Frostbook. This item is pretty difficult for a lot of you guys to find, so I'm going to try to explain it the best that I can. I mean, not really a specific spot. I know you guys are kind of going to be surprised by that, but I'd recommend just searching near Polar Abundance or just anywhere in Mount Cinder. Focus on the preferences for this item. A lot of those difficult items, you want to be focusing on preferences, and you want to be focusing on having a meteor and maybe just an arcane totem in your server. If you do have this, your chances of getting it will be way higher than you think. Like, it'll just go up drastically, especially if you're using all luck charms. And if you're nervous about using all luck charms, make sure you use a tendency brace as well, because that will help you out a lot if you are scared of just losing that item. But yeah. Alright guys, the next location that we have up is Copper Mesa. Now there's actually a couple items here that I know that you guys are most likely struggling with, especially the talking bass. So I'm going to try to go in depth for them. And yeah. Alright guys, we are now in Copper Mesa, and I'm going to be going over a couple items here. So basically, I'm just going to start off with the talking bass. Now for the talking bass, you can find it anywhere, but I found it live on stream actually in the old Dino Spine Abundance spot. Now, I know it says it can be near the saloon, and sometimes I do say it can be near the saloon, but I would just recommend digging near the old Dino Abundance spot, and I'll take you to kind of where that is, just the exact spots. Then we could just help you find it. So yeah. So basically, you just want to be looking at this central area. Now, there isn't any actually they do have a Dino Spine Abundance here. I don't really know what happened. Maybe it might be glitched or they brought it back. That's interesting. Actually, I did not know that. But basically, I did find it just within this area. It is pretty easy to find, so I just recommend searching anywhere here. You should be able to find talking bass there. But yeah. But guys, now for the bison, horse, and revolver, these items aren't really like that specific for spots as well. You could find them anywhere. I mean, a lot of them do exist. Maybe for the talking revolver, or I believe that's the name of it. Let me just double check. Sorry, for the revolver. You can find them all just anywhere in Copper Mesa. Focus on the preferences. Like I say, you should be able to find them pretty easily. They aren't that difficult to find. But yeah. Alright guys, now we're gonna go into Alona Jungle. And actually there is a couple mythics here that some of you guys are struggling with this, such as the giraffe. Now I'm gonna show you the exact spot to find it, which the exact spot to find is gonna be anywhere in the jungle. Not surprising, to be honest, but I would just recommend searching in the grass. I actually found it in the grass. I had a meteor on and I had an arcane totem. So I just had really good luck, and that was the reason that I kind of found it, because I pulled a ton of mythics. I just got lucky and pulled the giraffe from that. So I'd recommend I'm focusing on luck charms and just stuff like that for that. Now for the panda, kind of just the same thing, not a specific spot. You could just find it anywhere in the jungle. A lot more exists than the giraffe, so it should be a little bit easier to find. Now, for this skull, I know this is new, actually, and it says that it can be found in the rocks. But guys, as I said in one of my recent videos, I believe, you can actually find this item anywhere just on the ground, which is quite surprising because I found it right just within this area, and I wasn't even searching on the rocks. I was searching on the grass. But if you do want to search on the rocks, I would recommend searching on it, because guys, it does say to search on the rocks. So yeah. But I mean, like I said, I found it on the grass. You could search for it anywhere. You should be able to find it pretty easily if you do have good luck. But yeah. Now guys, I was gonna go into Mount Charcoal here, but I just realized there's actually no mythics. So yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to do a full guide on all the legendaries that you guys might need some help with, just any specific items. Let me know down in the comments section below. But yeah, peace out.